Everyone, welcome back to our weekly abuse of a 24-year-old game. Been a few weeks. How's everyone doing? I personally have been sick with COVID for the past, actually exactly 2 weeks now. Coming through my speakers. One sec. There we go. That should fix the echo. Hey, Chocolate. Hey, Vincent. Hey, Lloyd. How's it going? What's up, Chronics? I'm still not feeling great, but I am feeling much more like a human being. Apologies for any coughing that I may do during this stream, but we'll get through it. So, yeah, let's start off by just kind of going through what we've got going on in the OpenGL builds now. Hey, Kamikalo. Sorry, I don't know if I pronounced that right. So we've got the FMVs in. We still don't have the title screen, but we do have the menus rendering mostly. Hey, Icarus. Which is a big step up from having to navigate on a black screen. Makes a pretty big difference. So the world map, we have showed this before, but it is now pretty much done. As you can see, we've got the snowfall implemented. Um, we've got the water shimmer happening now. We've implemented the world map itself, all of the overlays, the positions. TFC's been working on the cool-on screen, which is working pretty well. Still a couple of minor issues with it, but it is very usable. We've also got submaps rendering pretty well. We haven't put nearly as much work into the submaps yet, but we've got, what you actually need to play. Hey, Pony Bro. If it makes you feel any better, there haven't been any streams for the past 2 weeks because I've been feeling sick, but we're back. I'm still not 100%, but doing a lot better. Mm. And we've got a little bit of progress on the battle as well. You can see we've got everything that really matters here rendering. We've got all the menus and whatnot. Um, you can actually see what actions you're taking. And very interestingly, I can actually do additions now. So I'm not exactly sure why that is. Um, whether it's just the higher resolution, uh, like attack crosshairs or what, but I don't know. I've notoriously been terrible at additions, but yeah, I can actually do them pretty well now. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not really sure who she is. She just kind of ended up in my party. I don't know. Miranda, I guess. Yeah, I did a little bit of experimentation to see if I could get combat running at 60 frames per second, same as the world map. Um, but that is unfortunately definitely not going to make it into recommended build, the next recommended build. There's uh there's going to be a lot of work there to get that going. We've got the world map working at 60 frames per second already. We haven't done submaps yet. There's still 30, but we will be doing that for RB3. And it looks awkward running through this map. I think it's mostly just that we don't have the shadows rendering yet, which is what makes it look so weird at these high angles. Because the positioning is correct. Uh, yeah, it just looks really strange. I'm pretty sure it's just the lack of the shadows. Hey Justin, I'm doing all right. Not great, but not terrible anymore. Some of your work seems to have brought out the edition timing range that seemed invisible on retail. Yeah, I right now the reticle is actually slightly larger than retail as well. Um, in some of the earlier builds, it was smaller, and people were having a lot of problems. Even people who can normally hit editions were having issues like doing them, even though the timing didn't change at all. Um, so it's really interesting that the size of the edition reticle actually seems to play a big role in how easy or hard it is to hit them. I'm not going to pretend to understand why that is, but I guess it is what it is. Is it Ravel or Revel? I hear Revel, so that's my 2 cents. Mm. All right. So tonight I'm thinking we will probably we'll probably get some more combat stuff rendering. Um, right now, there is no you can't see anything during Dragoon transformations or anything like that. All of the high resolution models used in the combat cutscenes and stuff are also not rendering. So we actually have the triumphant return of No Head Albert. But yeah, we'll let's see what we can do about that. So, question is always, where do we start? I want to say that we have this method here. What is this used for? Allocates an unknown model effect. And allocates an unknown model effect. Well, let's put some breakpoints here and see if we can get this to happen. Noticing two other faint radical outlines on either side of the main blue square for the timing spot. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like all of this stuff does actually render in retail, but That being said, it's very, very difficult to see these tiny little lines at low res. For testing, it has to be the only scene at Helena. Yep, we will definitely be going through that cutscene. I did not actually mean to attack there, so we are going to start another battle. Mm. So in Severed Chains, you can open up the config file. This is in response to Nick asking how to remove Dart from the party. So you have to close the game first, open up your config file, and then near the bottom here, you'll see Unlock Party. You want to set this to true, and then restart your game. Then you'll be able to do anything. You can replace Dart, you can remove people from your party so you can run with only one or two characters. The reason that we have it in the config file instead of being an in-game option, though, is because it is experimental and there are known crashes with it. Um, we have a document in the modding channel on Discord. It is a pinned post from Chocolate that lists all of the battles that we know that there's issues with. So if you want to use it, just make sure you check that out first. Oh, apparently I have short transforms on here. Mm. So we are going to run in fast motion here for a sec. Formation mode, normal, and we are going to try this for a third time. Okay, so this is actually loading models for this transformation. So that's very good to know. Let's resume this. Oh, and it actually hit the other one too. Okay. Hmm. So still don't know exactly what these are, but we like to add these notes of where they are used, because it makes it a lot easier for us to actually go through. Like when we're trying to figure out what these actually do, it's much easier if we know how to trigger that code to run. We're not going to get anything here right now. The guy who invented running. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Should be fairly easy to get going. EMD object loader from object table. The object table will be Actually, let's move this out here since it needs to happen in both spots. Um, and we can actually make this, yeah, we can extract this out of this if statement as well. So let's run this and see what happens. It's going to depend on which renderer this model goes through. I'm going to make sure that that configuration change saved. Yeah, it did. Guard. Try out Miranda's transformation again. Okay, so we're still not getting anything here. Um, let's try how this model is actually being rendered. Um, with the renderer here. Yeah, okay, so this makes sense. I'm cutting it loose tonight, and I've got a can of Pepsi and some water, of course. All right, so renderer, which in this case is s2 dot object, and the transformations are going to be the world matrix, I believe. And we need to chain a few other things here. Um, the light direction. Let me just check what I have done here. The other one. Yep, that works. We will also check the other effect and see. Yeah, it's using that same renderer. So this should actually render now. Switch back to Miranda for consistency. Okay. The camera angle seems a little bit wrong, but I mean, it did seem to work. Oh, Justin, you have no idea. Pretty much everything in this game is handled independently. There is so many different renderers. Mm. Lighting was a bit awkward there. Well, it may not have been. It might have been. It might have looked awkward because the effects weren't rendering. Yeah, there was something like 9 different PMD renderers that were all basically the exact same code. Um, there was at least one in every single game state. One in the title screen, one in the world map, one in submaps, one in combat. Um, there was also a second one on the world map used specifically for rendering the water. Um, there was a custom TMD renderer for their weird compressed TMD format in battle. I want to say that the effects overlay also had its own renderer. And yeah, these were all basically like very, very close to the exact same code. Um, but yeah, we have unified all of that because it was insane. Was that error? Oh, just bad chords. All right, so that's looking a little bit better. We do have some of the battle rendering now. Let's try out Rose, see how that looks. Still blows my mind just how smooth all of these animations look, even at 20 frames per second. Like, we haven't upped the frame rate at all here. It's just that, we're rendering at such higher quality that you can actually see what the animations do. I think that was the right camera movement there. Interesting that the backgrounds have disappeared here. That's something we'll have to look into. Wonder if the dragon will load. Definitely some weirdness going on here. Okay, yeah, we do have the dragon. This rat does not know what just hit it. We hit a crash here. Oh yes, this is a known issue. That's a very easy fix. What is your dastardly idea? Hey, Skylar. All right, let's try a cutscene. You know which cutscene. It amazes me how often they screwed up these text boxes. Like you can see that the text on the bottom text boxes kind of looks like darker than it should, and that's because the text box background and the actual text itself is actually for two different text boxes. No idea why they would have done that, but here we are. So we're just going to drop Frugal's health down and one-shot him. Mm. All right, well, we still don't have hands. Yeah, we did not find the high-res model loader. Yeah, all of these things that you're seeing invisible are invisible because they actually turn parts of the models off and replace them with like higher resolution versions. Always love that awkward little hop. All right, get ready, it's coming. It's coming. There it is. It's no head Albert. I'll have to grab a new screenshot to use as my profile picture now that we got the high res rendering. Mm. All right, let's see if we can find the model loader for the actual here. This is the one that we just modified. Yes, it is. Um, oh, hold on. I've actually got a loader for that down here. So why was this not working before? Was it working before and we're just crazy? Couldn't have been. If oh, I know what the issue was. It was because we didn't have it in the renderer. Okay, that makes sense. So I wonder if we can just look at the usage of the model parts and figure out where else they're being rendered. Hmm. Render TND sprite effect. This is going to be another renderer. Oh, I guess I can just look up where this is called. That makes sense. This should actually be pretty easy then. Hey Andre, we are working on getting some of the higher quality models that they use in the combat cutscenes to render. This this should get a lot of things rendering. Um, the only issue here is that they don't build the model part until inside of the render method, and that is not great. Not great at all. So let's try and fix that real quick. Where is this object table coming from? Yeah, I think it's coming from a bunch of different places. Oh yeah, this is all different. For you are the positioning, etc. So that's actually pre-transforming it into screen space. This is, yeah, this is very strange. I'm gonna skip this one for now. This is the shadow. Not super concerned with that right now. We've got this one already. That's the battle stage. This is the regular battle models. Let's see what we've got in the, if these are TMD particles. This is also doing the same thing where it's allocating in the render method. Let's see if this one, Yeah, this is also pre-transforming. That's another oddity that's going to take some work. Apparently a lot of these are doing that. The Star Children impact effect. Oh, this is also Star Children impact effect. Render def TMD. Okay, so this is going to be a big one. Um, it is also locating in here. However, it's coming from the def renderer structure. So we should be able to, yeah, we should be able to do this no problem. Need to look at where this is at, apparently. Um, we just have a single object table, so that's pretty easy. TMD object. Nope. No, I wanted TMD object. Nope. Okay, it was just taking a minute to pop up for some reason. From the state name as the name and effect.tmd. Not going to worry about cleaning this up yet. Same thing down here. That can be corrected because it's the same thing. And there was, I'm going to take my laptop out of power saver mode here. This is DLSS one, yeah. Hey, Ontario. Good to see you. It goes here. S0 to object. Hey, Dart. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. So we queue this with the render engine. Um, okay. This will be our transforms, hopefully. Let me just see what's going on in this map here. Make sure we aren't doing anything strange. So this is also, yeah, this is also multiplying it by the world to screen matrix. So let's just, oh wait, that is an error case. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a breakpoint here and see if that's actually getting called. What's up, Drew? And we need to set the and I'm just going to and paste this because it is easier. And so we're not going to get anything if it runs through this case. I'm gonna put a breakpoint there too. But this is going to hurt something else, whatever happens to go through here. So I'm gonna put a breakpoint there as well, just so we can see when something is going to get rendered there. Yep, Nightbot has got its life together and is now aware of who is streaming. Let's see if we get anything in some Dragoon effects. Okay, so we are getting some of these ones that are running through the thing that is not rendering. Mhm. But okay, so we are seeing this condition here, which is an error condition. So, I mean, there are constantly errors in retail, so that's not unexpected. Let's try a cutscene and see if that might be being used for the high quality cutscene models. So we will just quit back to the main menu. There's a feature coming in the next recommended build for anyone who hasn't seen it before. Not exactly the flashiest feature, but it is very nice. Oh yeah, I know, right? It's pretty ridiculous how much better everything looks. All right, let's just fast forward through this. We will set frugal to 1 hit point. Okay, we're still not getting hands, so we're still not getting the high quality models. Let's maybe put a breakpoint in here. That's rendering the battle stage. Render TMD sprite effects. I wonder what these belong to. Um, that's that's a Dragoon effect. So this may very well actually be those. So we might actually we might actually have to go in here and implement that method if we want to see these things rendering. Pretty amazing how good the face textures actually look considering how old this game is. Did not like that. Oh, right. They have a bunch of normals that are all screwed up. Um, that is another retail issue that we will deal with at a later time. All right, so let's see what we can do here. So we can't access the object directly. I think we're just gonna have to pass the object a parameter for now. Um, so here we are, yeah, we are transforming into screen space, but we do not want that. This is weird. That's like overwriting. Yeah, that's gonna overwrite the transformations they just did right here. Why? Um, we'll drop a breakpoint in there too, I guess. Breakpoints for everyone. So, let's do this. We don't want this pre-transform matrix. We'll try with just the A2 matrix. Let's set up lighting. Gonna be passing null for most of these, so we'll just do a null check here. Um, and we need to update all of these. To pass null for this, for null, except for this one, where we actually have the options. Um, where was that? Hold up. Um, I did something wrong here. This should be the def effect object. Okay, so that is better. Okay, exciting things we will get here now, assuming that this is actually going to work. Is there a companion project to start remastering the models? Um, I don't know of any that are actually like ongoing. Um, I know there are some people who would like to. Mm. There are also some people who have just done like, 3D renders with custom models that they have made. There was a very cool one of Erobolus that someone posted quite a while ago now, with very, very nice models. Let's see if we get anything else. Oh, we got something. A little green ball there for a second. We've got the fire. Not perfect, but that is more than we were getting before. Let's see what we get with Meteor Strike. We've got the magic rings. We've got Sky. We've got a meteor. We've got this, which is going to cause an issue. This is a pretty significant upgrade. from what we were seeing before. Let's try that cutscene again. Yeah, Congo was just eating that rock for breakfast. I meant to load this save before, actually, but I'm just so used to loading that world map save for the testing that I've been doing that it's just automatic. Yeah, once the word gets out about severed chains more and the things that we'll be able to do once the OpenGL update is finished, um, there will inevitably be a lot more people popping up who want to do these kinds of mods. Speaking of which, we are getting very, very close to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if you have not subscribed yet and you would like to see more of this, please do consider subscribing and liking the video because it YouTube likes that kind of thing, and it'll help us get a greater reach. Share these videos around too if you have anyone who may be interested in this kind of thing. That would all be very much appreciated. Oh, we've got a hand. We've got a hand, people. This is not a drill. We've got another hand. We've got a moon gem. We've got whatever that was. The real question, however, on everyone's mind is, will Albert have a head? Oh, we've got a crash because I didn't fix that retail issue. One moment, Albert's head. One moment. Attempt number two. Need to remember to load the right save. Yeah, you know what? Sure. Might be doing a small video series just to show one group I know about some of what's been going on with this so far. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, like anyone who wants to make their own videos and things like that, it's all very, very welcome. Any exposure that we get just means that more people are going to get their eyes on this. More people will be interested in joining the modding scene. All right, we've got hands. We've got a moon gem. We've got Albert's back magic. Hey, Spyro, you're just in time. We've got Levitz making a big mistake. Lloyd's actually got his cape. But does Albert have a head? Stay tuned. Look at those Lego hands. He's got a head. He has a head, everyone. And now they even have fingers. Yes, the chest model does actually change to have a gash in it, and they forget to actually remove that in retail. This is fixed in Severed Chains, but in retail you can actually see Levitz's chest just kind of sitting in the background, just kind of sitting there. Also, Dart has no arms in this scene in retail because they forget to turn his arms back on. I think this part in particular, yeah, Dart just has no arms here. That is, as far as I can tell, something that no one ever noticed in the history of the internet. Um, TFC was the first person to notice it because he was stepping like frame by frame through this cutscene in Severed Chains trying to fix some bugs. And yeah, we just assumed that it was a Severed Chains issue, but nope. That's retail. Dart just has no arms. Yeah, no, nobody noticed, as far as I could tell. I searched really hard on the internet for anyone who had ever mentioned that, and yeah, no mentions whatsoever. Also, Lloyd just kind of randomly teleports around that scene, like every time the camera cuts to him, he's just in a completely random spot. At one point, he's standing inside of a vase. You just can't tell because the camera's panned up too high. So I've got a little bit of Z ordering issue here. They're kind of already underneath that trapdoor or whatever that is. Ontario, yeah. So they turn parts of the models off um, in order to swap in like higher quality parts during some points. Um, that is the reason that Severed Chains had like missing heads and stuff before in cutscenes because they would turn off the main head and load a new one that's like higher quality. Um, but yeah, in that cutscene, they just once they're done with the high quality arms for Dart, they just completely forgot to turn his arms back on, like his normal arms. I've been doing so good. That's the first time that I coughed. Yep, exactly. Let's try some other cutscenes and see how they're looking. The Ouroboros cutscene is a pretty good one. Let's check that out. Gotta go way back here. I imagine it's this one. Yeah, you can probably get some pretty good screenshots of some of the things like Dragoon spirits and stuff if you just kind of turn off some of the effects. Kind of seems like it's in the wrong spot. I'm gonna grab a. Okay, come on. Work with me here. There. I'm gonna grab a screen grab of that and log this while we're here. Who knows? Maybe that's just a retail issue. Yeah, I have some kind of soft plans to implement like an actual lighting engine with like real-time shadows, ambient occlusion, stuff like that. Um, we'll have to turn it off in the submaps, unfortunately, because they use pre-rendered backgrounds and shadows just aren't going to work there. But be pretty interesting to try out. This cutscene uses quite a few higher quality models. It was pretty rough in the old versions of Severed Chains back before we got all that stuff rendering. This is looking pretty good though. Looking crisp. Dart's face here. Okay. I don't think that effect is supposed to still be rendering, but yeah, it did look like it was a bit off. There is that one condition that I mentioned here that I have not implemented, maybe causing that. Yeah, no effect there yet, Nick. There's still a lot of rendering stuff that I have not yet implemented, but that'll come in time. Actually, a very late Thanksgiving for me since I'm Canadian and we have it in October. But thank you nonetheless. I'll never get tired of the 60 frames per second world map. Be very, very nice once we get that in the sub maps as well. Thank you, Justin. All right, Drew, we'll see. I might accidentally fix them at some point. You never know. Let's come down and visit. Who are you, Drippy or Dran? I don't remember. Does anybody remember if this guy is Drippy or Dran? Pretty sure this is. I don't know. I don't remember. Never before seen in such high quality. This calls for an embiggening. All right, Drew says this guy is Dran, so we gotta trust that. Let's see. Whoops, that is a W and not a 2. There we go. Celebratory embiggening. Which axis do we want here? Again, just like a wildly detailed model for just a random NPC. Like so much more detailed than the main cast. It's so funny that all of the NPCs are just so detailed. Also, I moved him so we can just kind of walk right by him. I can't talk to him because I messed with his position. Still got to implement the water effects and stuff like that on the submaps. Oh, I can't go through here because I haven't been in the castle yet. Right. Yep, you never know when you're gonna get him beginning on the Legend of Dragoon streams. Oh yeah. You can't, there's no water here either, of course. All right, I'm going to have to move him out of my way again. Whoops, I just moved Dart really far. Hopefully this is the right spot. Yes. See you, Duran. Excuse me. Yeah, they kind of do. I wonder if the shops are working. That's something that I didn't test when I started getting the UI working. Yeah, looks like it. Not perfect, but it's usable. This is not quite right. Looks like it's just kind of rendering over top of the shop menu. We'll deal with that later. Let's get an embiggening of Dart to see the model quality. I think we're gonna need to scale them up big time here. Try 8 times. On turn. You can see that his face is actually in two pieces, and you can see the seam in between, which is where the picture of Dirt came from. Not really sure why they did that. You can't really tell in the low quality retail, but yep, that's a thing. The little head bob in the idle animation. Hey, Lepre. I actually found out the battle models for some reason are frigging gigantic. Um, we can do we can actually do free cam with a slight modification to the source code. Recompile this change, and then we flip into free cam, and yeah, so I'm actually like the camera is set to move at a pretty reasonable speed here, normally at least, but these models are actually gigantic. Like, see how slowly it looks like I'm moving right now? So I'm just going to up the speed here a bit so that we can move around kind of reasonably. Uh, where is it right down here? So yeah, get our free cam here. See the plague rat up close. Got quite the teeth on it. Yeah, the battle models are quite a bit more detailed, especially when they swap in the higher quality parts for the hands and stuff like that. You can really see how smooth the animations are here, even though it's still only running at 20 frames per second. Shanna's hand positioning's a little awkward. Ran out of arrows too, apparently. Oh, and by the way, I did actually do a 60 frames per second battle test. Um, it's not going to be possible to actually do fully for a very long time, but I did get the character animations and things like that running at 60 frames per second, and it looked pretty damn smooth. Let's actually take a look at that. I'm pretty sure I saved that code. I can't see myself not saving it. Um, yeah, there it is. So let's just stash these changes for now. Merge in the work that we've done since then. Little conflict. Let's just take care of that real quick. That's literally just this. Illepri, it's not that simple, unfortunately. I actually, probably 6 or 7 months ago, um, I actually was planning on separating the game logic from the rendering code so that we'd be able to do something like that. And it's not gonna happen. There's just no way, unfortunately. Actually, if we go into, oh no, I fixed that. Did I? No, I fixed it on the other branch. So if we go into combat here, it's going to crash. So let's just back out here. Use a different save. Um, let's just use our world map. All right, I'm gonna let chat decide who we want to see in 60 frames per second first. First person to give me a party, we will use that party. Maru Rose Albert it is. Well, that didn't work at all. Well, we've got Rose. Let's try that again. It's somewhat likely that the models aren't loading correctly because of how much more quickly combat is loading. But it may also just not be liking the new changes that I merged in here. Oh, there we go. That worked. You'll notice that this is flickering and stuff. That's because of the really, really dumb way they render the menu. Um, yeah, let's go into free cam here again. So we will remove the game's camera control, make our movement speed faster. It is actually unfortunately lagging here somewhat, because the combat is still very, very hard on the renderer. Yeah, it's not coming across fantastically, but some of the animation is still a little bit jagged depending on how it's animated. I've only actually upped the like regular animation files to 60, but it is still a pretty significant difference. Right, I can only switch back here. But yeah, still quite a big difference. Yeah, you can really see like the really detailed movements like Albert's shoulders, for example. Um, Even like the world map model is quite a bit more detailed than it actually looks. Like if I'm just gonna commit this and push back. I'm just going back and reading through the chat now. I haven't been looking for a little bit. Literally all lag. So smooth their bodies disappeared. Ain't got no clothes. I don't think that the models being so much bigger would actually really affect anything. I'm not sure why they did that. So let's disable the camera control on the world map. Oh, it's still rebuilding. All right. So yeah, like if we come up to Dart here, like you can see he's actually got like, super subtle like shoulder and chest movement. And it's just like, why? When you picture the like how low quality and tiny this model is on the world map in retail, like the pixelation from it being 320 by 240 resolution, the blurriness from the CRT TVs and the analog output, like look at how tiny this animation is here and real up close and personal. They were planning for severed chains, yeah. They were just the past 24 years, they've just been like waiting, biding their time for this to happen, for someone to be dumb enough to reverse engineer the game and port it to PC. And yeah, because of the low resolution of the animation code in retail, like this has been completely redone. I rewrote the math code for basically the entire game. Um, the code is so low resolution in retail that you can't actually even see these animations, even in like high res. Like we had the upscaled rendering in the older software render versions of Severed Chains. And yeah, you can't even see the animations at all just because they're too small to actually like come across. Like this is like sub-pixel. Even his head is moving like a tiny amount. We experimented with how some of the stuff on the world map is presented. Um, you may or may not have noticed this in retail, but the world map is just complete jank and the depth does not work correctly at all. So like you can see that the glacier here is actually like in behind the mountains. But if we were playing this in retail, you'd actually be able to see the glacier on top of it. Same here, like you'd be able to see Leningrad through the mountains here. So we've we've fixed that, and I've also made it so that the dots are actually like laid down on the map instead of just being like floating and like being visible through dirt and stuff. And I think it is a pretty nice effect. I have a feeling that in retail they would have done that, um, but they were just so small that the perspective distortion and the low resolution and CRT blurriness, they just wouldn't have been visible at all. And same goes for Dart. I've made it so like he actually the passes in behind the geometry, which I think kind of adds to the depth of world map traversal. You can actually like see that you're passing through the mountains and things like that. No, not yet. You'll still always be using Dart even if you have a different character as the main. We need to do a fair bit of work in order to make that happen because Dart has a lot of unique animations that the other characters don't, and the animations are not compatible with other characters. Like for example, um, when after you've defeated the last Kraken and the door to it seals up, if you walk up to that door, Dart kind of like lowers his head and shakes it out of sadness. And that is an animation that is unique to Dart. None of the other characters have that animation. So we need to basically like redo the entire animation system to be able to support that kind of thing. Jumping in the map with the Firebird. Yeah, actually, so what Zychronic is talking about here, let me actually show this. This is kind of hilarious. I think I've shown this once before, but it definitely bears repeating. Let's see here. This is probably right before it. So yeah, you can see like, there's actual proper depth here. Um, before you'd be able to see all of this stuff like on top of the mountains, even though, clearly if we looked at like Shirley's shrine here, it should be on the ground and not at the top of the mountain. Um, but yeah, just LOD things. What's up, some guy? How's it going? All right, I am going to show you something that is 100% retail. This is not a Severed Chains issue. This is not modified in any way. This is just Dart's jumping animation. Just complete diff, just takes off. This is 100% retail. I spent an unfortunate amount of time trying to figure out what was wrong with that before I actually booted up an emulator and looked at it and realized that this is in fact correct. Yep, it is absolutely the wonkiest jump of all time. But yeah, so it's this kind of stuff that we need to come up with some kind of solution for. Adrian. Yeah, the animations later on are actually much better. The Queen Fury absolutely does uh does look much better. I'll load that up here. Be nice to see some more higher quality cutscenes. It is chapter 3, correct? Bongle with his cardboard cutout as usual. Would like to swap those out for actual models as well. Weird stomping animation from the deckhand. Yeah, you can see there's much better animations at this point for jumping. Ashel's was a little stiff, but Bongle just kind of steps off. Dart's got to show off with his jump. Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. It's really hard to say 24 years after the fact. The way that they did all this stuff, like every single map has its own copies of the animations and models and everything. So, they would have had to go back and import the animation into the model and yeah. They did a lot of very questionable things in this game, but it all came together in the end. Unfortunately, one issue with Severed Chains and the much higher render quality is that you can really tell when they use 2D cutouts instead of actual NPCs. Yeah, it would be very nice to do something about that. I thought there was issues with the boat rendering, but it seems like they're working. Must have accidentally fixed that at some point. Yeah, it's just when they have so many models on the screen, the PS1 would really chug. Um, so they kind of had to just do the 2D cutouts. I was not paying attention to that dialogue whatsoever. It would definitely be very nice in Severed Chains to patch these maps and swap them out because we have a whole lot more power at this point, and it absolutely would not be an issue. Now, it looks like the boats are actually rendering perfectly now, so I guess we can cross that off the list. Up the happy grass, man. Hey all, can't believe I'm just finding out about this project today. My favorite PSX game, maybe even my favorite classic RPG getting some love. This has me so excited. Keep up this amazing work. Thank you. We definitely will. And if you would like to see more of this, we stream, well, I stream the dev streams most Wednesdays. Skip the last couple of weeks, so I was feeling pretty sick. But yeah, make sure you subscribe if you want to see more of these. We've been making some very, very quick progress on the OpenGL update. Been going actually much, much quicker than I expected it to. Let's uh let's check out Dart's Dragoon stuff. Yeah, those directions are all pretty confusing. We're definitely going to be missing some of the rendering here. And I'm pretty sure these camera angles are still quite wrong. Oh, I don't have that code enabled because I stashed it. Let's try that again. No, the game sound is on. It might be quite low, just because I have it mixed quite low in OBS. Um, I can turn it up a little bit here. Yeah, let's check out another party. Let's try out Dart, Hashel. Did we actually? I don't think we saw Albert. Yeah, we've got plans to add like full localization support. So not only will we be able to like fix the translations, we will also be able to support languages that were never supported by retail builds. Well, those are some interesting textures. I don't think Albert loaded quite right. He looks fine now. Yeah, Justin, that's pretty interesting. There were issues in the past, at the very least. The reason being is that the translations move stuff around in memory, and Severed Chains expects that stuff to be at specific spots because it does not. It's not an emulator, of course. Um, so it's not actually like running the game code; it's running custom code. Um, Now, it would be very easy to put together ISO patches that just don't patch the things that are actually in the game's files. We'd still be able to patch like all of the scripts and everything very, very easily. However, we do actually in the future plan, well, I can show this right here. Hot lag. So we plan to eventually externalize everything into just translation files like this. So for example, this is the translation file for the Legend of Dragoon core mod, which includes all the things like the configuration values and things like that. Um, so it'll just basically be like, translation key and then, English or whatever language it is. And that'll make things a lot easier. You'll just be able to basically download a language file and drop it in, and you will then be able to run the game in that language. This is looking pretty damn good considering we're still missing a lot of effects. I'm actually pretty surprised by how good Albert's wings look. Like, that is a major, major improvement. We're using a lot higher quality color mixing as well, like the translucency of the wings. So it makes a pretty significant difference. Let's try, I don't know, chat. What spell should we use? You guys pick. Final burst. All right, final burst. Look at that. That looks great. They're not all in the correct orientation, but just the quality. That looks fantastic. I was actually not expecting that. All right, what do we want to use for Haschel? Dragon it is. Just getting in real close there. I'm actually pretty surprised at how many things are rendering just from those minor changes that we made earlier. It sure did. What else we got here? Let's do Wing Blaster. We got a crash. Actually, that is a no. We're I think we may hit a crash here loading up this fight, but I want to see the Divine Dragon. I might have actually fixed that. All right, that was unexpected. Unexpected and hilarious. Kind of shame at how stiff Dart's model is here within the Divine Dragon. Let's actually jump into free cam here and take a look up close. Wait for this to recompile. Plan for the character cards. We are not going to be making any asset changes in the base Severed Chains. However, we will be making it possible for modders to replace any textures that they wish. So we will just show the existing game assets in the best way possible. We will leave it up to modders to push that further. All right, so let's get some close-ups here. Dart looks, he's got a bit of a smirk on him. He knows that he's gonna blow this mouse to bits. Yeah, Dart's wings. I'm not a big fan of the wings on the Divine Dragoon, just because they're so like stiff and lifeless compared to the others. I mean, I get what they were going for with the six wings, and I understand why they couldn't do more to animate that. But yeah, just not a huge fan of that choice. That's a real skinny sword. Quite the codpiece, yeah. Yeah, some guy. That's exactly what I mean. Um, I appreciate what they were going for. I just don't like the end result, I guess. All right, let's snap out of free cam. And we'll use the Divine Dragon. And I'm going to beef up this mouse so it survives. That's very bright. Still some work to do there, but You get the gist of it. Nothing like setting off an atom bomb in this forest. Let's see some more Rose's spells. Oh, we actually haven't seen her transform yet since I got more of the rendering working. I don't think at least. Yeah, let's do an astral drain. That's a little bit sideways, but points for effort. That one wasn't great, but I mean we've still got a lot of work to do, so it's to be expected. Let's try. I guess we're doing Atomic Mind because it's all I have. Not bad. And oops, we will finish off this rat with a Divine Dragon Cannon. Oh yeah, I haven't tried the regular D attacks. A little bit of jank here, but yeah, it is a little odd of a choice. Ashel and Rose are both out, so we will do Divine Dragon. I'll make sure that I've got yep, auto Dragoon meter. Not bad, looks real crisp. Some rotation issues. That is to be expected because we're only half implemented here. But yeah, overall, looking very, very good. This is another map with a lot of really subtle animations. Like if you look very, very close at Haschel, you can see he's actually like very, very gently breathing in and out. Pongal's got the slight chest movement too. There's so much subtlety and a lot of stuff in this game that was just completely lost by, just the fact that it was a PS1 game running at 320 by 240 over an analog connection on a CRT, and it's just they would have done themselves a big service just having delayed it just a little bit onto the PS2 because like they were right at the very end of the PS1's life cycle. Yeah, Miranda's breathing very, very subtly as well. And especially once we up this to 60 frames per second, then you'll really see it. What else should we look at? Let's take a look at Shanna's Dragoon, because we haven't done that yet. And we'll do Levitz while we're at it. Um, we will do set everyone's SP higher, or at least Shanna's SP higher. Put you up to 100. Missing some of the effect, but still looks pretty good. Let's beef up this mouse a bit. Um, we used, oh right, Wing Blaster will crash, so we'll use, actually let's do his D attack. Look at Shanna here. It's actually looking pretty good. Moonlight's all we got. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Oh, all right. It did not like us being in Dragoon form. Let's try something else with Dart. That is just so very crisp. Um, let's do Explosion, because this is something that was really, really bad in the old versions of Severed Chains. Got a bit of Z fighting going on here. Not bad at all. Oh, that went actually quite a bit better than I expected it to. I wasn't even sure that we would get the cutscene effects and things. Have any other cutscenes they want to see? What uh what other fights do we have with some good cutscenes? Kind of drawing a blank right now, actually. Yep. Yeah, the post-battle ones work. Let's uh let's kill Kongal. Well, I guess not kill him, but you know what I mean. This is too late. I'll do Kongal and then we'll check out the barrage. Fast motion here. We'll just do two times speed just to kind of get through this stuff a little bit quicker. What should we say to Shanna, chat? I'll leave this decision up to you. Are we gonna be nice to her or are we gonna be bitches? One, all right, one it is. Sorry, Frosty, you were too late. We had to be bitches. Um, I am again not paying attention to what I'm doing. We need to talk to Kaiser. There we go. So fun fact here, um, Levitz isn't actually following Dart. He is just nonstop trying to walk up this path. So if you turn off collision, he will actually just walk straight through you. I just realized this entire time I have had my desktop audio muted, and that is why no one can hear the game. So, my bad. Here I was turning up the audio every time someone mentioned they couldn't hear it. Dart really is an obstacle, isn't he? We got to crash. Why did you crash? Apparently there is no battle stage model. Let's do a quick check here, and we'll try that again. You guys can hear the game now, yeah? Perfect. Mute icon in OBS is just so small. Alright, we'll be nice this time, Frosty. Just for you. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting name. I'll give you that. Oh, a car just drove by and it is really snowing outside. I did not notice. Just saw it in the headlights. You take all the musical credits. I put so much work into that shit. Come on. Referee's been working on the new code, but that's not integrated yet. Looks looking pretty good even though it's on fire. I missed that. That's embarrassing. Quit blocking me. Yeah, especially like the animations for the models that are like further back into the scene and stuff, it's super, super hard to see them in retail just because they're so small. It makes a huge difference. Hmm. That's not quite right. Interesting choice of decor. Next boss missing, no, yeah. I keep hitting that too early. It's true. It does. There we go. It's true. It's gonna be difficult to tell which one is which. Wow, that hit Lavitz like a truck. Ah, we got some AoEs, it'll be fine. I didn't do too much damage. Yeah, Dart's doing like 50% more damage just with a regular attack. I think we'll just stick with that. Can I nail the real you? I sure can. Hey, Super Ghetto, what's up? Wait, that didn't knock out the other ones? I thought that using an AoE would... I was not paying any attention whatsoever. I was looking at chat. Did it do damage to the correct one? I was reading chat and not looking at the screen at all. Our left, alright. Yeah, we gotta go for the full clickbait title. Winglies hate him. Alright, we're gonna have to find the right one this time. Did I guess right? I did not guess right. Is it you? Nope. I guessed exactly wrong. Alright, come on now. How is it that they're actually able to attack us? Tell me that. Right, this will probably finish him off. No? Come on. Come on. Oh, well, that was him anyway. Oh, we killed him. Alright. Good enough. We are one experience away from Levitz leveling up. Come on now. I have to do a little bit of guarding here to heal up. He actually gets a much higher quality axe swapped in during the cutscene, so we'll be able to see that once we kill him. That's not weird at all. What are you talking about? We're awesome. I think you'd be weird if you didn't want to be here. I fucked that up. Yeah. That animation. You know, like, I gotta be honest with you. Like, Kongle, you're a big dude. You're pretty strong. You got some muscles going on, but like, it's an axe. It's sharp. I'm pretty sure it's gonna do more damage. The ultimate clothesline. Tickling you with the feather axe. Alright, we almost got him here. Gonna finish him off. Sure is. Well, it's not, but gonna finish the fight. Yeah, so you can see much more detailed axe here. Alright, let's see how this is gonna look. Looks pretty good. Ah. Levitz is just like, what? That cutscene wasn't bad. Some weirdness with the wings here. They're not really rendering. Oh no, they are rendering. It's just that we need to disable backface culling for the translucent surfaces. Yeah, I mean, if I saw someone turn into a like armored humanoid with wings, I would probably have roughly the same reaction. Super Ghetto, we don't have like confirmed plans for a launcher. Hosting mods for like download is a little bit sketchy because we would need to vet them for malware and other nefarious things, and that takes a fair bit of like oversight. So we will definitely host some like major community mods, stuff like hard mode and things that we know um, are from like trusted developers. Yeah, Lloyd, in one of the streams I actually modded one of the maps to use Dart's Dragoon model. So yeah, we could actually just walk around as the Dragoon. That was a couple months ago now. Can't remember what exactly we were doing then. All right, let's check out that Virage cutscene. That is in the volcano. Um, Now, where in the volcano is the question? I want to say probably the first one. Where is that? To the left here? Yeah, we got to go through here. Hopefully this is before and not after. Oh, we hit the fish. Come on. What's wrong with you guys? Rose the only one that can hit? Yeah, when you think of like mods, anything that contains code, um, unless they've got it locked down, they can really, kind of do anything, right? Um, Depending on what languages these mods use and stuff like that. Um, so it can be kind of sketchy. You definitely want to watch out for like what you're downloading. Just like downloading like programs and things like that. As long as you're cautious, you'll be fine. Frosty, no. Dragoon Dart does not have all of the regular Dart animations either. Um, but it does have enough for you to just like do the regular running around and stuff. Yeah, we actually imported the model from the debug room. Because in one of the debug rooms you're actually like walking around as Dragoon Dart. It is a very intimidating laser. Mr. Can't Stop the Robot, what would you suggest as a 3D model editor for this? So we have another person on the Severed Chains team named Doom Metal. He does a lot of 3D stuff. So he's actually written some plugins for Blender and some tools that will allow you to convert the Legend of Dragoon models into a format that is usable in Blender. If you're interested in that, you should pop into the modding channel of our Discord server, and you can find links. Well, you can talk to us, and we can send you in the right direction. Why did that get... Nightbot is a little bit overzealous here. Don't worry about that. But yeah, drop into our Discord and we can point you in the right direction. I keep missing. Doesn't matter. Alright, let's see this cutscene. Yeah, that was kind of interesting. This is looking pretty good. Yeah, overall that one worked quite well. The coughing has not been as bad as I expected it to be, which is nice. Finally starting to feel a bit better. It's been 2 weeks as of today, and I'm getting very tired of being sick. Check out the Firebird for good measure. I probably should have healed before this fight. We'll do a little bit of guarding. Not to worry. Firebird's looking nice and crisp. Have to figure out some kind of solution to the Z fighting here. Yeah, I mean, we could always just up our hit points. But we always do that. We'll do a couple of legit fights here for a change. These have all been going a lot better than I expected them to. All the animations are working pretty well. Most of the animations are working pretty well. A lot of the effects are rendering. He didn't even give me a chance with that one. Do a little more healing. Ouch. The RNG should be RNGing as normal. I mean, they don't use a very good RNG. It's a very simple formula. I'm surprised I haven't lost a character here. Alright, come on. Settle down there, Firebird. Is this really necessary? Am I gonna have to use an actual potion? Will Lavitz ever get to attack? The answer may surprise you. I'm telling you, Chocolate, I can do additions in OpenGL. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the like much better quality of the crosshairs. Like I've been doing Ultimate Editions like no problem. For anyone who is new to the channel, I am notoriously terrible at doing additions.
Yes. Double.
5 years old. Did you even know what was going on? Because I know when I was at that age, I definitely was not following RPGs. What do you got to sell? Isn't this the only place where you can buy? I don't know if it's Dancing Ray or Pellet, but I'm pretty sure it's the only place that you can buy one of these. I don't have any more room anyway. Not that we're actually playing here. We're just screwing around. Yeah, you can see like we're actually walking in behind these mountains. Unlike in retail where like we would always be on top of them no matter what. Like we can actually walk through here. We don't get the jank of the regular world map. I almost returned it, yeah. Couldn't figure out how to leave, so I just fought enemies for hours. These maps where you get dirt up close like this, it's like night and day on how the models look. Such a big difference. Even like the little crates here, like it's such a huge difference in quality. Yeah, I definitely got stuck with the trying to find the axe for a little while. I don't think it took me a couple of days to figure it out, but definitely definitely took me a minute. Yeah, and the whole thing where you gotta backtrack back to the log and stuff, definitely definitely a little confusing for a kid. Go down and get that treasure chest. Didn't actually see what it was. I mean, what did they think was gonna happen when they walked across a giant spider web? Did they think that they were just gonna walk across? Four grown-ass adults? Like, come on. Yeah, the sign on the other side. Oh yeah, we can heal here finally. And yeah, this area was definitely a bit of a puzzle. Those smooth ass animations. Even just little things like those plants, like that is like it's like an entirely different game. You sound like you never walked over a giant chasm via a spider web before. I can't say I have. Maybe I'll have to try it. What do we have for additions here? Oh right, I was leveling up double slash. Harpoon is one away from being maxed out. Flop. Suppose I should go press this. Yeah, you would think, I mean, you would think that they could just walk right through them. We still need to go over there. I mean, we're kind of just admiring the scenery. I got a lot of the combat models and stuff rendering, and they look pretty ridiculous. Like it looks amazingly good. But yeah, also high TFC. Turn encounters on here. Let's do intended so we get a lot of them. True.
Yes.
Fail.
Quick smack.
All right. Let's switch up the edition. Or at least switch up the edition for Dart. Do you just kind of hang out down here, dude? It doesn't look like a very sanitary area. I mean, there's fungus and weird webs, and you're just kind of standing on top of, I don't know, whatever that is. Nick, I've just got a bug in the logic somewhere that I haven't bothered to fix yet. We've got an issue open for it on GitHub. Yeah, I mean, Elepri, that plant, like, why don't they just step off the path a couple of feet? I feel like it'd probably be fine. Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely coming for him. Get some Dragoon action in here. Don't ask why my Dart is already level 5. This was my playthrough, and at the time there was a bug that caused Dart to just automatically get jacked up to level 5 like as soon as you got the Dragoon. Yeah, Garrett, it definitely wasn't a bug. Definitely not. I just grinded for super long and yeah. Yeah, TFC, we got a lot of stuff rendering, actually. Some of the transforms aren't quite right, but I mean, overall, it's looking pretty good. Sorry, Levitz, you're left out of the Dragoon party. Don't worry, you'll get yours soon.
Astral Drain.
Yeah, just shut her down. We're done. You guys have been fucking around for way too long. I mean, the Winglies alone. Let's be real here. Like, did they even have guardrails on any of those floating cities? Are you ever actually gonna attack, or are you just gonna keep powering up? Oh, yeah, he's gonna attack. He's gonna, yep, yep, yep. That's a good point too. The magic economy in this game is definitely interesting. You can just go down to your corner store and
Whip smack.
just pick up some magic that could completely destroy someone.
Harpoon.
That looked pretty good. Haven't even invented handrails. It's whether or not we are able to get this release out is all just going to depend on how quickly we're able to get the rest of the stuff implemented. It is going pretty well at the moment. Um, Now, of course, we do this stuff in our spare time. Right now, it's mostly myself and TFC who are working on it, like working on the OpenGL stuff. Illepri is working on audio code. Um, well, we've got a month and a week and some change. I don't think we are going to have the full release out, but at that point, it's very, very likely that we will at least have public testing builds. Oh, and by the way, if anyone is interested in doing some private testing, we are running private tests right now. If you're interested in that, pop into our Discord server and in the modding channel, and just let one of us know that you want to get your hands on the private testing builds.
Whip smack.
Yeah, we are just scratching the surface of the combat code here, um, as far as the OpenGL conversion goes. The game is like 75-80% combat code, um, and yeah, it's basically all rendering. So that is definitely the bulk of the work. Um, that being said, however, we have already built up a lot of the groundwork. So, as you've seen on this stream and the past couple of streams, the stuff that we're getting going is not like it's not taking a particularly long time. Um, but there will definitely be some difficulties. Um, it's a very old game. It was never designed for a modern rendering pipeline, so we've had to do some very, very esoteric code to get it running properly on hardware rendering. So we'll see how it goes. And yeah, if you want to get your grubby little hands on it, um, feel free to hop into the Discord server. Trying to get a 24-year-old game upgraded to a modern rendering pipeline has definitely been a learning experience for us. It's been interesting to say the least. Right now, it's currently well, I wrote a shader that sort of just emulates the PS1 GPU. Um, Unfortunately, in order to do that, we were doing like 4 separate render passes and a particularly complicated order independent translucency algorithm. Um, the PS1 GPU was able to do things that modern GPUs can't just because it was so simple. Um, and of course, a single processor. Whereas modern GPUs can be anywhere from, hundreds to thousands of processors, well, processing cores, all running in parallel. And that means that certain things are not possible to do um, that you may have been able to do on a much simpler GPU. Um, but, that comes at the trade-off of, massive speed. Does the Discord also have a legal status section? I'm reminded of AM2R, which wasn't even for profit, yet Nintendo woke up and banished it to the Shadow Realm. Um, so the difference here is that AM2R shipped with full game assets. In order to run Severed Chains, you actually need to provide uh, disk images. So you can see I've got these right here. So Severed Chains does not include any game assets whatsoever. It is just code that I myself have written 100% along with the other devs who have helped, TFC, Lepres, Icronix, Doom Metal. Um, that is all 100% code that has been written by us. And when the game boots up for the first time, it actually takes these ISOs or disk images and it extracts all of the files, which is what this is. So this is all of the game models, sounds, textures, etc., etc. Um, so that lets us get around any kind of legal issues because we aren't actually shipping any kind of copyrighted material. It's the same reason that projects like Ship of Harkinian for the Ocarina of Time decomp are able to stay online. Um, they don't ship any of the original game assets, etc., etc. So yeah, I'm sure that Sony likely is aware of the project, um, but they don't have any precedent for trying to shut it down. Even if they did send a C&D letter or something like that, they don't really have any legal ground to stand on. Levitz always looks so serious. A very serious guy. I think that was a pretty good stream. I just realized we've been going for 3 hours now, and quite a stream to get back into it. I think we'll probably wrap it up here. I don't want to go too hard because I am still feeling a bit sick. Um, very much appreciate everybody being here. We actually had a pretty good turnout, lots of people watching. Some new faces here. Anyone who is interested in seeing more of this or supporting this project, please do like and subscribe. And if you specifically would like to donate to me or the project, there will be a link for that in the chat. Any contributions are appreciated and very helpful. They go directly towards the project. I would like to thank Dart for his recent donation, as well as my subscribers, The Packle, J-Man001, Deningrad, Sparta, Shepherd, Zach, Sonlin Chocolate, Platinum Sarge, Doom Metal, Milk Lizard, Vince Easter, Balder, and Ambi. We do these streams usually every Wednesday, same time, so check in next time if you liked what you saw here. And I hope everyone has a good night.